Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're doing amazingly fine. Welcome back to the channel. And firstly, before I start today's video, we have reached 500 subscribers, and a very big thank you to all of you for making this happen. And also, if you're new around here, I make a lot of videos with respect to aviation, and time to time I put vlogs as well. So if you're someone who's fascinated by planes and flying and wants to know more about aviation in India, well, go hit that subscribe button right now and smash the bell next to it as well. With that said, intro. I'm assuming that most of you have already read the title of the video, and it says that I'm going to show you how to apply for a computer number and get it done in one go. Now for people who don't know what a computer number is, I'm sure that you all are aspiring pilots and are not very familiar with this term. Now let me tell you, a computer number is basically a unique ID, you can say, which is allocated to you by the DGCA, and this is like a permanent ID which you get in order to appear for your exams. Now when you want to become a CPL holder, there are two things to it. One is your examinations, the second is your flying. Now flying is content for a different video, I'm letting it go for now. We are going to discuss about your examinations. Now if you want to appear for all the DGCA competitive exams, you need to have a computer number. Now getting a computer number, there are certain mandatory requirements, there are certain procedures, and that's the aim of this video, to help you to know what exactly you need to do without making any mistakes and getting your computer number as soon as possible so that you can appear for exams, clear them, and then boost your career as a pilot. So this will be a little lengthy because I'm gonna basically touch every single point that is required, and I'm also going to tell you every single mistake that most of the students do and why the computer number gets rejected. Yes, it can get rejected because there are certain steps, there are certain criteria that you need to meet, and a certain documents you need to have beforehand and before you even apply for a computer number. Now a lot of people, a lot of students, what they do not read the manual properly, and then you just send a document for computer number. DGCA will go through it, they will verify and then file. They will find the slightest of mistakes in your documentation. If they do, well, they will reject it. But no worries, it's not the end of the world. You can still apply again, but again that is a waste of time, and this video aims to help you to not waste that time. So let me tell you from step 1. So guys, before we head on to the next point, I would want to put a small update in between over here that if any one of you is looking for ground training and wants to clear your DGCA papers as soon as possible, well, we are starting new online batches at Maverick Aviation, and if any one of you is interested or wants to know any more details, you can hit me up on my Instagram, just DM me, or I've also put down a link of our website, and you can email me as well, and I can revert back to you with all your necessary doubts or you want to clear any queries. So with that said, let's continue. Now, before you guys go any further in this video, the very important and highly recommended thing that I want to tell you guys is please go through the user manual which is issued by DGCA for understanding what are the steps and what are the prerequisites that you will require before applying. I'm putting the description I'm putting the link for it right in the description. Also, it will be on the screen somewhere. Go there, check it, then come back to the video. Go now. So I suppose that you all have gone through that user manual, you have seen the prerequisites that you require, and you're coming back. If no, please guys, don't be lazy, read it first because it is very important, because a lot of people do not check the specifications, and that is the reason it gets rejected, and that's not the aim of this video. So if you have already, let's go ahead. Now in your screens currently you're gonna see all the documents that you would require before you even go ahead from here. Okay, so you will need hard copies of these as well as soft copies. Now I'm going to read through you what will be exactly required if you're appearing for a CPL license or a computer number to appear for your CPL exams. Photograph, obviously, signature scanned, 10 certificate, mark sheet, 12 certificate, mark sheet. Now if you are from a board which gives mark sheet and certificate in one single sheet of paper, well and good, you will not require two different things. But if you are from state board, which I guess most of you are, then you will require a mark sheet and a certificate each. Okay. The next thing is, if you see board verification certificate, it's required for 10th and 12th. Now board verification certificate is a very unique thing that DGCA requires. It's that the certificate that you already have from your board after clearing your exams, they basically need a verification again from your board stating that this is true and that they have records of this particular certificate with them. Now you can get this certificate from whichever board you belong to. If you belong to state board, you will have to go to the regional office whichever is near you or in your city or in your state. From there you will have to go to them, request them for a certificate, and they will provide you within 10-12 days. They will let you know whatever it is. If you're from any CBSE, if you're from a CBSE board, then again it is from your regional center. I think it's in Delhi and Chennai. I will put the links down below. You will have to check it by yourself because it keeps changing. Initially it was in Ajmer, then it changed to Delhi and so on. If you're again from ICSE can be done online. That's a good thing. ICSE board can be verified online, but again there is a certain limitation. Only students passing after a certain, some passing year, I think 2010 or 2012. After that, everything is available online. And if you're new, obviously that's already there. So these things, the board verification is, as per me, the only thing that will not be available with you. The remaining things in the list, I know that most of you will have and you should have. Also, one more thing I want to tell you is that the passport is also there mentioned, but it is not compulsory, but it is advisable to have a passport, because the reason that a passport acts like an address proof as well as a photo ID. Okay, so both of the things can be done via the passport. You will not have to put in different documentation again and again. So if you do not have a passport, don't worry, but at least apply for a passport whenever the offices are open or whenever this lockdown gets done. So basically you're only going to require till number 13 in this particular list. Yeah, that's right, until passport. The remaining things are not required if you want to apply for a computer number and you are willing to do the training in India. One very important thing that I want to tell you guys is that you can see the maximum sizes which are mentioned in that particular okay, let me put it right on the screen. Okay, so you can see the sizes which are mentioned in here. These have to be exact. These are basically for the soft copies. Now do not exceed these limits, because then the documentation will not go through. You will get rejection and it will be absolutely useless putting the time and effort in it. So if you have difficulty in reducing your size, I will put a link again in the description of a website where you can just upload a PDF file or a JPEG image, and it will reduce the size as per requirement. Remember, don't reduce the size so much that things are not visible. It needs to be visible and it needs to be within the specified limitations. Also, if the easiest way is that just forward it to someone on WhatsApp, and WhatsApp automatically compresses your image. So if you are not a very tech savvy person, actually it's nothing tech savvy. If you're becoming a pilot, this is the least you can do for yourself. Anyways, so that's the one thing I told you. Just forward it via WhatsApp and the size will be reduced. Be within 200 KB, which is the specified limit for most of the things. Now let's assume that you have your board verification, you have all the documents, hard copies and soft copies. Place it in a folder so that whenever you have to upload it during the process that we're going to do, you have everything ready in one place and you don't have to search around, because then it makes shabby. You might make some mistakes during the application. अगर कुछ गलत हो गया, कुछ गलती से कहीं और upload हो गया, तो फिर बहुत problem होगा. So now let's begin with the online process. So there are two things to it. You first have to fill an online application, and then you have to send that application along with the attested copies of whatever you have attached online. Okay, so you need to first get an online application and then send the hard copies to the address which DGCA will mention in the end of your application process. I'll put the address as well in the description, but that's for the later part of it. So now first you have to do is log in to pariksha.gov.in, which is the website wherein you get your computer number. The website is right now on your screens and it's also in the description. Okay. Now if you're doing this process while you're seeing this video, I have put timestamps in the description so you can go from one place to another depending on what you're searching for, so that it's easy for you guys. And see how much hard work I do for you guys. So this is the first link that whenever you go to the link, you will come on this page. So this is the main home page, you can say. In order to go ahead, simply just click here to proceed. Just hit that, yeah. Your next screen will look something like this. Now you have two sections over there. One is for AME, one is for flight crew. If you are registering as a pilot, obviously you will go under flight crew. Under flight crew, you have to choose new candidate registration because you're a new pilot. You do not have a computer number. If you have an old computer number which is not yet registered on Pariksha, then you go to old candidate. But anyone who is doing it for the first time and is an aspiring pilot wanting to get a new computer number, remember you cannot get a new computer number if you already have one. So this is just for freshers who are getting it for the first time. You hit on new candidate registration. Now once you hit over there, you'll come to this next screen, and here there are some simple things that you need to read. Just read through it. There will be a tick box down below. Hit that tick box and then go ahead. Now once you hit proceed, you will go to a next page wherein you'll have to fill a certain details, basic details about you. And here remember one thing, the mobile number that you fill out here should be your active mobile number on which you can receive OTP or anything or any information related to DGCA. Okay, basically your computer number will be linked to this cell phone number as well as the email address that you provide. So please provide an email address that you use and is a personal one. Do not give your parents or something, because then all the follow-up emails, anything, your results or everything will come to that email. Once you complete the process, you will get an OTP over your phone, and after that you will get a verification link over your email address. It looks something like what is on your screen. Once you get that, just activate it, and later on you can go back. It will redirect you. You set your password, and that's it. You will get your own login ID and password. Now that is just step number 1 in order to get a registration done. This is not getting a computer number, remember that. Okay, so now once you're done, you've got your own login, go back to the Pariksha website and then log in as a candidate. You can see candidate login, go there, hit that. Now this is exactly what the main form will look like. So this is where you put all your information. Please put correct information. Do not make spelling mistakes, because later on it will be very difficult to change them and get it validated again. So please fill the form properly. The information that you provide is basic. You might have filled many forms before this in your college, school, etc. So it's just a normal form. Fill in your details, your subjects as well. Now one point that I would like to mention is that fill in PCM, okay, physics, chemistry, maths, which is a requirement. 10+2 should be in science. But if you're coming from diploma or something, then you will need to put your equivalency certificate, which will basically state that your whatever 2 years of diploma you've done is equivalent to 10+2, and also add physics and maths in that. Also, do not forget to mention that what license are you applying this for. Now, in order to apply for CPL, you need to have 10+2 as well. But if you're a student who's applying for private pilot license first and then gonna appear for CPL later, you'll need to put your 10 certificate. So please choose over there PPL if you're a private pilot license student, or if you're opting for a CPL, then choose CPL. Okay, that is when you'll have to put your 10+2. One thing I want to tell you guys is that in order to apply for a computer number, certain people have some wrong ideas. Like, you do not require to be associated to any flying club to do it. You can do it independently, even without having any flying experience, without having a SPL license, or without even having a medical. So these things are not required. They are not a compulsion. If you have it already, you can mention it. But as you can see, they are not mandatory points. There are no asterisks next to it. So it is not required for you to have any of these things in order to apply for a computer number. So remember that. Now once you have filled everything, you can go to the next page. Now this is where you have to upload everything. Now this is one of the important tasks, because as I stressed on one topic earlier, which is the size of the files and where you allocate it. Now the size of the files is important because it will not let you upload anything more. And one important thing is that if you reduce the size of a document, it sometimes appears to have pixelated. Now it will appear bad, you will not be able to see. And if you are not able to see, how do you expect a person who will verify your documents in DGCA to actually be able to see it? And like, when you see something for yourself, you will think, ye dikh to raha hai. But the person who's sitting there, it's his job to scrutinize, and he really doesn't care who the documents have come from. So if it's easy for him, he will see it. Excuse me. If it's not, he will just rejected. So please, when you reduce the size, I'll tell again, see to it that the document is visible and readable. Now you can upload the documents as stated, your 10th mark sheet where it goes, your 12th mark sheet where it is, and your verifications also along with that. Okay. The next part that you need to understand is that please do not put wrong documents in the wrong place. I mean, that's the worst you can do. As I mentioned earlier, you're going to be a pilot, so this is the last thing that you want to do, is mess up with simple things, because you're going to sit in a cockpit which is going to be much more complex than this. So please help yourself here. Well, once you have cleared that, then you will get to review your form once again, go through each and every tab properly, see for any spelling mistakes, any detail that you have put wrong, birth date, anything, the documents that you have attached, because whatever you have put here, whatever you have uploaded on this particular form is exactly what you have to send in hard copies to DGCA along with the print of this form. Now, one important thing that I want to mention is that obviously you do not have to attest anything over here, but the prints that you get of all these things later on, everything has to be attested by a class 1 gazetted officer. Now, who are these? You can just Google them. I will put a link, I'll put a Wikipedia link. You will get to know exactly what rank an officer or a police officer needs to have in order for him to be class 1 rated. So you have to get it only attested from them. Well, once you review your form, the final step, you will see this screen. So congratulations, you have just got your temporary ID. Do not be happy, that's not your computer number, that's just your application number in simple terms. As you can see on the lower end of this image, it is clearly mentioned that DGCA will send you an email within 10 days, but provided that you send your documents before that. Okay, so now your first step is done, your online thing has been submitted. Now the next is the most important job, that is, as I told you, getting all the hard copies, making a proper file of it and attaching it with this form. Okay, so you have to print this form. At the end of it, you'll get an option, you print the form. Along with this form, you have to enclose all the documents that you have attached here. So well, that's about applying for a computer number. It is not a very difficult task, but the main problem comes after it, when by any chance if it gets rejected. Now let me tell you the main reasons which I have seen in most of the students why these things get rejected. Firstly, if there is an issue in the name, your name in any of your documentation, if there is even one letter missing or one extra letter in your name, either in your passport or any other document, maybe your mark sheets, maybe your Aadhaar card, maybe your passport or whatever you have enclosed, if there is any difference in the spelling name, they will reject it. So if you actually have any mistake in your spelling, if there is something wrong in maybe 2 or 3 documents, then you will have to get a certificate made, a gadget certificate. You can get it made from any court. It's not a very big thing. Any lawyer they have a specified format, they'll get it done for you, but you'll have to attach that as well along with the other documents that you put. The second reason why they usually reject a lot of documents is wrong attestation. Okay, if you haven't attested it from the proper officer, as I mentioned, a class 1 gazette officer, they will reject it. You cannot get it attested from any Nagar Sevak or any political guy, who is not a government service and who does not belong to that rank. They will reject it straight off. The third reason why they usually reject it is wrong board verification. Now sometimes when you get a board verification, it might be addressed to DGCA, and if it is addressed to DGCA, you cannot open the envelope in which you will get it. Now the problem here is that if you do not open that envelope in which it is addressed to DGCA, then how will you scan it to upload it? Well, that is your very big mistake, because whenever you apply for a board verification from whatever board you belong to, please get it under your name or get it under your flying club's name if you are in one, but do not get it directly to DGCA, because if you do, then you'll have to send the sealed envelope to DGCA, and it is right on their part, because if an envelope is named to some organization, it should go directly to them. You have no right to open it whatsoever. But again, you cannot scan it if you don't open it. So don't remember one thing, get it addressed when you go to your board or whenever you request it online, get it addressed to yourself, so that then you can open it, scan it, upload it, and you can then send the same thing to DGCA. And the fourth reason, again a technical one, in which if you have uploaded your documents of the right size or of bad quality, a lot of people again get this, a lot of students do not know how to reduce the size. I don't know how. as I said again, you guys are gonna be pilots. This is the easiest thing in the world to reduce the size of a photo or a signature or a whatever document. Well, I guess those are the main important reasons why they send you away. Other things you can get if you do not send documents properly. If you forget to send something, then you might get some other reason. But if you get your things right, this is what you will see in the email that you receive. So it clearly says that you are allotted a computer number and congratulations and stuff, and your computer number and mostly a password will be given. Well, congratulations, that's it. You have got yourself a computer number and you can appear for the next coming DGCA attempt. But sadly, if you didn't read that user manual which I sent before, or if you haven't sent things properly, this is what you will receive, and that's a complete rejection. Well, rejections are bad, but this will feel more bad. It will feel worse than your girlfriend leaving you, trust me, because you have spent a lot more time and effort getting it attested by a lot of people. So the pain is real. Well, but as I said earlier, don't worry. If something goes wrong, they mention the reason why they are rejecting it. That's a good thing from DGCA, and you can send it again after you have received this rejection mail. So you can apply again, verify your mistakes, check what you sent wrong, consult your instructor or your flying club. They will surely help you in every way. And if not, you can send an email to me. I will try to help you if you have some issue, or you can mention down in your comment section if your computer number is being rejected multiple times, and I'll try to help you. Well, I guess that's about it. The video is pretty lengthy and I hope that I was able to help you guys in any way. And if you like the video, do not forget to subscribe, do leave a like and do comment if you liked it. And with that, I think I will get going for the day. बहुत ज़्यादा बोल लिया. So till then, stay safe, stay home, take care, and forever stay golden. Bye.